again, Zomba needs no introduction as well. Heck of a player. Constant invader here in Fusion. If I had a nickel for every Zomba Jackal Grand Finals I've commentated in my life, I'd have maybe like a tube sock full of nickels, which I don't know how many that is. I'll let you guys determine at home.
For sure, coming into this, I'm interested to see which character Zomba goes, because we haven't seen more of his other characters making appearances. I can imagine that we will be seeing Steve from Char, but for Zomba specifically, I think he was recently I'll have to check again, he was recently at a bracket where he played a lot of Crom, which is an old character of his. I mean, old character.
I miss that guy. I miss that guy every day. And also goes without saying, Zomba number 6 in the world in Smash Ultimate right now, and a free agent still. So if you guys are looking, if you're a team looking to pick up a player, why not Zomba? The resume speaks for itself. One of the most consistent players in Ultimate, and again, a top 10 player in the world. This past quarter. So
yeah,
nothing to scoff at.
Literally top player from North America.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time coming.
No, for sure. It looks like it's going to be R.O.B versus Steve, though. So, not a matchup we're not used to seeing here. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Zomba navigates this. Again, R.O.B, the joke has always been, he's a big guy, gets comboed very easily, but can easily make up those deficits with some very efficient and, devastating combos. So, we'll see if Zomba is able to hold on to dear life long enough to be able to, take advantage of that.
I think also being people who commentate Fusion pretty frequently, we do get to see a lot of Steves, but not all Steves operate in the same way. So I am curious to see how Char plays Steve specifically.
And here we go, immediately getting to work here with a ladder combo into the back air. So a quick 77% on Zomba's tab right now, Pearl.
For sure, it looks like Char is determined to keep some of this damage going. You can see the landing nair coming out from Zomba, and Char just able to punish that pretty quickly. Just content to sit behind some walls and mine, get his resources up here, as they're just going to continue to mine at the ledge. Not going to get the scary edge guard yet from Zomba, as they're able to utilize the Elytra to come back. However, you can see that was a wonderful air dodge down in order to avoid the back air there coming out from Zomba. The gyro not going to take any damage just yet. However, trying to get some more damage from Char as they recover with that minecart.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the minecart lingering there. You've seen it time and time again. That hitbox will kidnap you if you're not careful. Great tech read from Zomba there with the down tilt. And now Char once again on the back foot here as they're trying to close out the stock, and Zomba has earned himself a little bit of almost closing the deficit here. Now has himself a little bit of a lead.
For sure, going to get started with that down tilt here, and actually going to get a trade from these two players. Char able to recover, but being sent off stage pretty quickly now, as he is forced to recover versus Zomba, but actually going to make it work for himself in their favor, as he is taking the first stock versus Zomba.
Yep, nope, gets the grab on the ledge there, and the up throw will catapult R.O.B into the next area code. So now Char with a little bit of a lead to work with here. Let's see how they're able to capitalize on that. Has a full arsenal of resources to work with here, so the damage is going to be plentiful. And now in the second century mark, finally that that gyro from half court will
it had to be like 208% in order for the gyro to be able to take them out. But you can see Char was able to build a pretty good amount of extra credit for themselves. Coming into this, the down tilt, into the jab, into the gyro. Oh, some pretty quick damage coming out from Zomba. Not able to get a whole lot though. The minecart coming out, and actually the minecart able to disrupt so much of Zomba's movements, able to shield the magma block there from Char, but Char seems pretty content to just sort of sit behind walls for a bit in order to get their resources back up. He has some percentage to work with too, so he seems pretty happy to be able to essentially wait for Zomba to make the first move and put himself in a bad spot.
Yeah, again, just trying to circumnavigate all these obstacles that Steve can put in front of you. Again, just going to put up these walls and replenish those resources as Zomba tries to find a way to swing in, able to get around, and able to get a grab in here. And now, there we go. The up tilt into the up air, not going to be enough to KO just yet, but we've seen how potent those grabs can be, Pearl. And a great tech! Oh my gosh.
Whew. Yeah, wonderful stuff there from Zomba as he was able to avoid that and possibly avoid a quick death from Char. Able to get yet another grab into the berry. That's not going to be enough just yet. The anvil coming out from Char as well as the minecart. Not able to avoid that gyro and then being sent off stage with it yet again. That gyro snipe coming out from Zomba and taking yet another stock from Char.
Yeah, Char with the Charmello tag, but I think the real Charmello Anthony is Zomba with these gyros. Is 2 for 2, being able to get those shots when they count.
For sure, and it seems like a lot of the stage play seems to be going in Char's favor, but it's really Zomba who's been able to snipe a whole lot from Char, specifically those 2 stocks so far. So, being at a pretty high percentage, Char needs to get something going as fast as possible, but it is going to be Zomba with the back air coming out, not able to take the stock just yet. The Elytra sending Char back to stage and off stage yet again with the gyro. Coming back and trying to recover at a pretty high percentage now. Zomba just opting to sit and wait in patience, waiting like a lion for his dinner.
Just standing there menacingly, waiting for Steve to come to him, and there we go. The nair off the top rope. That'll be all all she wrote for Zomba is he comes out on top in that first game.
Of all the ways that I expected Char to lose that final stock, I would not have said nair. But that is... But the nair is going to be what seals out Zomba's game number 1 here versus Char. I'm really interested to see how Zomba sort of reacts or adapts rather to some of the stage play knowledge coming out from Char, because I do think Char was pretty effective at keeping Zomba at bay when it came to being on stage. It was off stage that he seemed to run out of options.
Yeah, definitely a tough exchange there. Let's see if we'll get anything different here from Char. He's off to a strong start here. Again, pretty much started that game is exactly how the last one started. A vertical combo into a back air.
Yeah, able to get some pretty quick damage onto Zomba. Zomba trying to follow up with this with gyro of his own, coming back with the Elytra, and then being sent underneath this upper platform here. Zomba just going to go for some quick down tilts into the up air here versus Char, coming back and trying to avoid the gyro, utilizing the minecart, able to hit Zomba with the tail end of that. Another minecart not going to hit Zomba just yet as he comes in with the nair and air dodging to avoid the up air from Zomba.
To find the easiest way back down to the ground, but that air dodge is going to get caught by the up smash. The magma block is going to scoop R.O.B up and eject him from his seat. And here we go. Time to take your robot for a walk.
Able to get some pretty quick damage from that walk here. Not enough to get a pretty good amount of rage on Zomba just yet, as he's coming back in to destroy that crafting table. Char coming in with the F smash, sending Zomba to the upper platform now. Zomba landing with the nair and putting Char at a pretty healthy full rage. However, that is going to be gone pretty quickly thanks to Zomba.
Yep, great stuff there from Zomba, closing the gap, and again, just trying to swing his way back into the game here, keeping it relatively close, and gets the trip on that down tilt.
Yeah, Char opted to catch the gyro there for a bit, and that anvil not going to be enough to take the stock just yet. Zomba recovering from far off stage now, trying to get the gyro to come in his favor in order to knock down some of these walls that Char's been putting up. The minecart coming out and now continuing to just mine, and actually that magma block came out, but it was not enough. Zomba was still able to get the damage first. Coming in with the up tilt into the up air, that's not going to be the stock just yet. Char coming back with the minecart off stage, and now trying to get something against Zomba, utilizing the minecart in order to sort of trick up Zomba as to where it is that they're trying to go. Zomba able to get the nair on Char as they're sort of trying to find their spacing underneath this upper platform.
Wow, the laser being just slightly obscured by the mining table there was very funny, or crafting table, excuse me. I'm 31 years old. I've never played Minecraft before. But
That's rare. I feel like most 31-year-olds have played Minecraft.
Nah, I'm the worst, truthfully. But
Okay, coming back into this, Zomba at a pretty healthy full rage versus Char, as he's sort of just opting to sit and mine, coming to build up their resources, and now able to avoid that gyro, not for the second time though. Coming back in and going to send Zomba up pretty high, not able to get the stock just yet. Zomba landing with the nair into the gyro over the minecart, trying to get some damage on the board for himself, and actually not able to get the stock just yet. Some down tilts coming in, and that nair is going to be interrupted with the gyro coming out from Char instead.
You see that F tilt gonna just poke through that block right there, give Zomba a little bit of room to play with here. And it's, again, despite taking a lot of damage, it's a lot of bend not break here from Zomba. You know, knowing that he can afford to take a hit or two, he's just really ran away with this lead here as Char gonna try to find some way to get back into this. That back air from all the way across the stage will get the job done. Ooh! And Zomba there to meet the minecart. You know, if the train leaves the station at 7 and R.O.B's there to meet you, you will not make it back to the stage. So great stuff there from Zomba.
Trade all the way from off stage there from Zomba, knowing that he was able to take a beating from pretty far off stage and knowing that he would come out on top versus Char. So wonderful stuff. I really do think that Char is a pretty resourceful Steve player when they're on stage. However, I did see Zomba quickly learning to bait out a whole lot of their options in order to send him off stage, especially during that latter game. I really do think that Zomba had the upper hand when it came to a lot of the adaptation, as well as like his sort of realization of like, hold on, I play R.O.B, like I can kind of eat this guy for breakfast if I limit all of his options.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw the gyro be a huge factor there, especially at those horizontal recoveries. Zomba was able to get a lot of mileage, just like throwing that thing out from half court and having it hit its mark. So it's good. We once again seeing that very unconventional nair KO off the top. But yeah, again, a lot of bend not break from Zomba. You know, taking a lot of damage. You know, you're going to eat a lot of hits as R.O.B just because of the nature of how the character functions. But as long as you KO your opponent before you do, you don't mind taking all that damage. So,
for sure, great stuff from Zomba going into this next side of winners. However, I know that now that Char is in losers, it is going to be a bloodbath there too. And we are trying to get through top 32, but you know, it's going to be a whole lot of hype sets to get through in order to get to the end.
Yeah, again, one of the more stacked fusions we've had in a while here. You know, given the circumstances of what's coming up here, Zomba's going to punch his ticket in the top 8. Looks like he's going to have a match with Beast, who took Tough Ludwig out in a 2-1 set. Looks like Pharaoh and Carflow are also going to meet in the other side of top 8. Pharaoh with the win over John Pork and Carflow with a win over A9. So winner side is all locked up right now. It is now the alternative bracket of success, as my buddy TK Breezy once put it. You know, to kind of iron out the rest of our top 8 here, Pearl.
For sure. I was just looking at the loser side actually, and it is a whole lot of hype sets that we have coming up. You know, if honestly, losers bracket looked pretty stacked. As you said, overall, it was a stacked fusion, as a lot of the people who are here today are here to grind for Collision. So everybody trying to get out some last minute practice, going to a pre-local, just trying to get something done or working out some of the kinks in their gameplay before going into a major such as Collision, where they know that they need to have everything on point.
Yeah, no, again, all these reps matter, you know, trying to see what works, what doesn't work, you know, trying to find out where your matchups are, you know, maybe a little bit weaker. And it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, like we've been saying all night. Collision is always a